have a beginning, and ours opens on the campus at Aquinas College.
Well, Howard, it's been a grand 4 years. I didn't think leaving college could be quite so hard.
Neither did I. Have you made any plans?
After 4 years of journalism, I ought to be able to snare a job as a cub reporter.
I wager they'll make you city editor on the spot. Don't wait too long to show your face in Norristown.
What's the idea? In the 4 years you've been here, you've scarcely seen Norristown. It's your turn to come see me first.
Well, maybe sooner than you think. Goodbye. And good luck.
Thanks. Same to you.
Deciding to make that visit, our hero takes the fast Philadelphia and Western Streamline modern high-speed car at 69th Street and enjoys the cool, comfortable 20-minute ride to Norristown. He sees some of the most beautiful scenes in America on the short, fast ride, where there are no railroad crossings, cars every 20 minutes, and even more frequently during the rush industrial periods. Hundreds of out-of-town visitors ride this scenic line just to enjoy the cool breezes and beautiful views. And in the winter, the scenery around Gulf is something to remember. Coming into Norristown, the scene from the approaching car presents an unusual panorama. Here he comes, just 20 minutes later, after a fast, safe, pleasant ride.
Hi there. Here we are.
Hello, Dan.
Howard, I want you to meet my sister Dot.
How do you do?
How do you do?
And my friend, Miss Muriel Davis.
How do you do? Oh, it must be a case of poor eyesight or love at first sight.
Well, I am glad I came to Norristown.
Nice, isn't she? Takes after me.
Huh? Oh, yes. Where's the hotel?
Aren't you going to stay with us?
That'll depend. Need a headquarters.
Well, then your best bet is a Valley Forge Hotel. Mr. Garwood Culp treats his guests like friends.
And here is the Valley Forge Hotel, a place to be proud of, an asset to Norristown. And as they meet Garwood Culp, they know Howard's stay will be pleasant. Sometime later at the Chamber of Commerce, they meet Mr. Evans and Mr. Seabrook.
How do you do, Mr. Seabrook? How do you do, Mr. Evans?
How do you do?
What's the Chamber of Commerce doing for Norristown?
Well, there's so much to explain. You read this, it'll tell you all about Norristown, and why not have Dan take you around and show you our beautiful town? You'll be surprised.
Fine. Goodbye, Mr. Seabrook.
Goodbye.
And you, Mr. Evans, I'm glad to have met you.
Goodbye. Let's go, Seabrook. Go Airport, they meet a real flyer, Tony Little, who suggests seeing Norristown from the air. The Allen Wood Steel Company at Ivy Rock, Conshohocken, and Sweetland have been in the steel business since 1832. Sturdy men control the operation of furnaces. Machines automatically feed them. Huge 250-ton cranes move the ladles of molten metal to be poured into molds. It is then rolled into diamond steel floor plate, which is found on bus steps, modern streamline trains, lowly tugboats, or shiny decks of modern battle cruisers. When the sky lights up at night, as slag is poured at the furnaces, we are wont to call it the glow of prosperity. At the coke plant, after impurities are removed from coal, day and night ovens are pushed to supply 30,000 homeowners with this high-grade fuel. Served in up-to-the-minute equipment by skilled safe drivers and coke handlers. Thousands of people avail themselves of the Sunday and holiday excursions to Valley Forge on this, the only service incorporating the use of a lecturer who tells the story of Washington's encampment at Valley Forge. They visit H.D. Howden and Louis E. Mullen of the W.H. Nees Lumber Company, Incorporated, the business founded by the late William H. Nees over 50 years ago. A fire destroyed the original plant, but the buildings were rebuilt in 1920, enjoying a large increase in business. The business was incorporated in 1925, after the death of the founder. This present yard at 800 East Main Street was purchased in 1926 and was built with the idea of keeping all lumber under cover, away from rain and sun. Here also can be found all allied building materials, and complete stocks are kept for immediate delivery. Here are the best grades of Lehigh coal, loading and screening. Clean coal. At the Erie Street Yard, more materials under cover. A real firm serving Norristown. Norristown is fortunate in having a new and modern dress salon located here at 70 East Penn Street, around the corner from DeKalb, where Miss Ann Torney and Miss Emily Eisinger, with 12 years' experience serving the public, show us a few of their new fall models. Here's something unusual in sport, street, and evening wear. For 18 years, James Umani has served quality foods at popular prices. Today, the beautiful Roma restaurant, air-conditioned at 144 West Main Street, is the place to dine, and the food is delicious. Modern New York store, 14 East Main Street. Mr. Friedman, the proprietor, says, Norristownians need not go out of town to secure satisfactory merchandise. We feature the finest lingerie, hosiery accessories, and costume jewelry. Yard goods are a specialty of this, Norristown's most beautiful store. In 1906, the Norristown Supply Company was formed and under the name of Norristown Hardware Company moved to 13335 West Main Street. In May 1931, Bertram L. Kane became the proprietor. Today, this great store sells everything in hardware and paints, but features plate glass. They have special equipment for installing plate glass and all types of glass for every use. They have installed many of Norristown's finest storefronts on Main Street. For insurance, we have Ben Evans, who is located in the Curran Arcade and a branch in Pottstown. Mr. Evans started in the insurance business in 1902, and in 1928 joined with Oliver C. Conger in forming Evans Conger Company. They are the largest general insurance business in the county, featuring engineering, surveying, and industrial insurance. Insurancically speaking, Mr. Evans is a good man to know. The Charles Greco Fairlawn store at Marshall and DeKalb Streets started in business in 1930 as a quality fruit and vegetable store. In 1933, added a grocery store, and in 1934, added quality fresh and smoked meats. They are distributors of the Totten brand of quality groceries, a progressive store with fast delivery service. Walton Shop, established 1921 at 534 DeKalb Street, features distinctive gifts for all occasions and homemade candy. There is the lending library with the newest fiction at 2 cents a day. The proprietors, Carolyn M. Powick and Olive V. Walton. Susan Hughes is the able assistant. Norristown's famous department store, Kaplan's, the popular store, where Chappie meets thousands of friends daily. Norristown also provides opportunity for the citizens through the of Montgomery on delightful trips to points for both historians, such as the Poconos, Long, Harrisburg, Gettysburg, Atlantic Heights, for a sail to New York, see that famous map, and to all the trip, Dell, and interest in they visited the log cabin located on Scout Pike, 2 miles from Norristown, one of Montgomery's standing beauty spots, a restaurant of refinement and cordial cuisine which meets the approval of even the most discriminating taste. They are welcomed by Mary, the charming hostess and mistress of ceremonies, who makes them feel quite at home amid the quaint atmosphere of heaven. Here, Leroy Miller, the famous NBC announcer. They dine with the rhythmic melody of Howland Lewis.
My, your garden is lovely.
Go ahead and enjoy yourself. We'll see you later. Come on, hon.
Run along now, Sonny. How can we get rid of him?
I don't know.
Well, let's see. Here.
Chipster?
Well, let's see. Here.
Okay, go to it, Romeo.
Dot, do you know that you're gorgeous? You have beautiful eyes.
Uh-huh.
Dan and I always talked about our kid sisters as being brats.
Oh, yes?
But let's talk about now. I've something to tell you.
What?
Well, you see, it's...
That's poor technique.
What's wrong with it?
Oh, there's not enough feeling, no grand and glorious passion. I'll show you how.
Oh, caveman stuff, eh? All right, that's how I treat my men. There.
Maybe I'm wrong.
Believe me, Dot, I do mean it.
Howard, you're sweet.
Pat Hat Shop, located on DeKalb Street, the outstanding millinery shop for women the past 10 years, presenting style, quality, and individuality, and Stetson hats, specializing in bridal parties. Lady Pat restyles your yesterday's hat into today's modes. Naturally, Dot and Muriel selected their hats there. The Norristown Penn Trust Company, Main and Swede Streets, is the largest financial institution in Montgomery County, serving over 28,000 customers. Capital funds and reserves are well over $2,500,000. They open their account at this, Norristown's finest bank, whose deposits amount to $9 million and trust funds to nearly $23 million. There is also the travel department, where everything, including passports, can be arranged. Year period. Services include mortgages, conveyancing, and rent collecting. At Roy Marburger's, Myers Motors, the boys find that the Dodge car is just what Howard wants, a real buy, and so he bought the Dodge. Every golfer, private, club, or otherwise, should play Jeffersonville because it offers you real hospitality, the very best of bent greens, none of which are more than 7 minutes' walk from the clubhouse, and low daily fees. And they watched Ray Boyd make a hole in one. It was so easy. Here it goes, and it's in. And naturally, they congratulated him. But the pro said, "I can't believe it." Can you? For their furniture, Blocks. This great store was founded in 1884 by Benjamin E. Block on Swede and Lafayette Streets. In 1903, Mr. Block purchased the old Central Presbyterian Church at Swede and West Main and remodeled it into this, Montgomery County's largest department store. With a record of 53 years' service to the people of this section. They also have a branch store in Pottstown. Blocks are known for their liberal policy, quality merchandise, and fair prices. Home furnishings and clothing is their business. With 70,000 square feet of display space, they show a great variety of fine furniture. And Howard and Dot were well pleased with what they saw. Muriel selected a Stromberg-Carlson radio with the famous natural tone and finer performance. Beauty of cabinet with the long and short wave. Its features are acoustical labyrinth, no blur or fuzzy sound, and Carpentro leather speaker, tone support and index knob. The set of tomorrow. Dot selected her trousseau at the Melba Croft Shop on DeKalb Street. This establishment features the famous Kenwood tweeds, a pleasant place to shop. At the William Yeager Flower Shop at 538 DeKalb Street, established in 1863, featuring flowers for all occasions, a place of beauty. Lady, of course they purchased the ring at Sid Richmond's, 123 West Main Street, who features jewelry on credit with no budget charges. Sid's slogan, "The man who believes in you, therefore he will trust you." Howard said, "Like it, dear?" Dot said, "It's lovely." And Sid said, "Here, take this, you may need it." And so they were married. And Howard said, "Nervous, dear?" Dot said, "A little." "Looks like Howard loves children." Dot said, "Here, Howard, it's me you're supposed to look at." Muriel cried and Dan remembered. But, oh boy! And little brother said, "I wish you luck, Howard. You'll need it." Then off for the honeymoon. And as the crowd waved goodbye, we too will say au revoir. Though this is the end of our story, it is but the beginning of life and happiness for Dot and Howard, who join me in saying,